Maybe you and I could partner up.
What's going on, guys? Logan JYA Drykage back at it again. Everybody has caught Blue Eyes Mania since this structure deck has come out, meaning we've got to put together a cross between the Blue Eyes White Dragon and the Drytron. So I've got a Blue Eyes Chaos Max build for you, hard going second list with a combo tutorial at the tail end. Be sure to smash that like button, comment down below what you want to see next, and as always, I appreciate you being here. Have fun with this crazy gimmick build of the mighty Drytrons that leverage to the fullest extent Mr. Chaos Max. Without further ado, let's check it out. Alright, everybody and their mother is talking about the Blue Eyes White Dragon. I don't think everybody just got a new Kaiba fetish. No, it's probably because they released a brand new structure deck. So what do we got to do here? We got to ride that algorithmic wave and show you guys a way to play Blue Eyes White Dragon alongside the mighty Drytrons. The stars of our channel here. Well, guess what? There is a way we can meld the two together, but it's not with a lot of the support that you're going to find out of the new structure deck. In fact, it's taking advantage of this OG classic guy right here, Mr. Chaos Max. He's the star of our show. So we're going to go through this deck profile right here and now. We're going to end things off with a going second combo tutorial to blow out all of your opponent's life points in a pretty unique and bombastic fashion. So without further ado, let's dive into the list. So like I said at the start, the main star of our show is going to be Mr. Blue Eyes Chaos Max Dragon. If you're not familiar with this guy, he actually came out a long time ago, not a part of the new support, but this guy is a beast, an absolute boss monster, clocking in at 4K. He's got the same stats as your boy Draco Nids in terms of attack points, meaning he's going to take 2 Drytron monsters with 2,000 attack points to ritual summon him out. He is a dragon, meaning we're shifting away from a new 2-centric focused with this build, but don't let that fool you. This guy has got powerful protection effects. He cannot be destroyed by card effects. He cannot be targeted. He is a pain in the butt to get off the field. So even if you're not able to clean up the game automatically against the Ryzeals, they're going to have trouble trying to get this man off the board. The other cool thing about him, and the reason we're playing him in this build, is because he's got what's known as double piercing damage. That means when he attacks into a defense position monster, he is going to pierce through to their life points based off what the difference of his attack points and their defense is, and that damage is going to be doubled. So let's say his 4K ass hits into a 0 defense point monster. How much damage is that going to do? Quick math. Okay, that's 8K. That's right. Every single one of your opponent's goddamn life points, you're ripping them down to 0. So that is what we're doing with this guy here. Stick around to the end so you can see the going second combo tutorial. Now the Drytron monster lineup, you've got all of your usual suspects: triple alpha, triple zeta, triple gamma, triple delta, because we want to see names. We always want to see names, but we're only doing one of Mr. Newtwo. Why is that? Well, in case you didn't notice, Mr. Chaos Max is a dragon, meaning if you ritual summon him, you can't use Newtwo and vice versa, alright? So we're only playing the one Newtwo to give us access to the one-card combos. If you don't know what those are, check out the Drytron 101 playlist. You'll find your answers there. So this build is a more OG-centric Drytron build, but we do, of course, still have the Newtwo in here for the option in case we need to bridge out, not do our Chaos Max plays, and instead pursue Drytron-focused combos. We still do play the one Newtwo. And moving on from there, of course, we do play the one copy of Big Dad Draco Nids as well as OG Draco Nids. Now, another cool thing I want to flag when it comes to these guys, they're going to automatically satisfy your conditions to ritual summon out the Chaos Max Blue Eyes. So, if you have either of these in your opening hand, it's going to make it a heck of a lot easier to tribute off for your Blue Eyes. Or, if you have an additional search going through your combo, you can grab one of these guys in case you don't want to use your Drytron name. Something to keep in mind. But of course, this is still a Drytron deck at the end of the day, so we want to be able to pivot our game plan in case either we're forced to go first or we're not able to clean out all the opponent's life points. We got to end on some interruptions. Well, both of these guys are going to get the job done. I play one copy of the Ben 10 and one copy of the Diviner in this build. A huge part of me was thinking about cutting Diviner entirely and in fact playing something like Manju instead, just because that would save me 2 extra deck slots. But Diviner does put in some good work in the terms of the things that it gives us access to for sending in the extra deck. And it also rationalizes some of our other targets for other cards. Now, I'm actually going to move on to the spells now and get through the majority of our engine, and then we're going to look at all the going second goodness at the tail end. I'm doing it a little bit differently than how I normally do things. So I'm going to run through the rest of the engine, triple copies of Nova, triple copies of Cyber Emergency for maximized consistency, the one copy of Foolish Burial, it also subs in as any name, one copy of Fafnir, this is able to search off your Nova or your Medionus, the ritual spell. You only need to play one, don't play any more than one, or you should get a smack in the face. And then the last spell card we still played, even though we're a hard-going second deck, we got the one Sacked by the Grave, Called by the Grave, Stop Those Hand Traps. Everybody still be playing them, so if you see this, it feels good. Now for the going second goodness, this first one should come as no surprise to anybody. Triple copies of the Forbidden Droplets, the best going second card that Drytron can play because the cost does not matter to us. We put all the names in the graveyard. We still get to use their effects. It feels pretty good. This is going to let you negate your opponent's boards and still kill them. And then a new addition in terms of the heart of going second cards is triple copies of the Ultimate Slayer. Unfortunately, I only have 2 copies right now. Don't pay too close attention to the man behind the curtain or the card behind the last one there. Ultimate Slayer as a 3 of, absolutely. We have every flavor in the extra deck. And dude, if you play the Aggregator, this lets you solo the Ryzeal end board. You take out the Ryzeal field spell negate as well as the Detonator. Pretty crazy. But even if you don't play Aggregator, you're still dealing with the Detonator. It is phenomenal. So yes, Ultimate Slayer, a must-play card in the extra. Every single matchup you could potentially play against, it's going to be putting in work. Blue Eyes, you got Synchro targets. Ryzeal, you got Exceeds targets. What is that thing called? Branded? Yeah, you got targets for them too. So you're going to cook them absolutely with the Ultimate Slayer. In a hard-going second Drytron deck, I feel like you should always be playing the Ultimate Slayer. Moving on from there, I got 2 copies of the Triple Tactics Talent. I don't know why I'm not flexing with the high rarities in the front, but hey, there you go. 2 copies of the Talent going along with 2 copies of the Triple Tactics Thrust. This searches this or your Ultimate Slayer. Those are your primary search targets for this one, but there is another one that we got coming up in a little bit. I'll also mention for when you're forced to go first or you're in a situation where you think you need to go first, this is also going to be a good way of searching some of our side deck cards. And this one in the main board, if you're playing going second Drytron, it would behoove you to main triple copies of Mr. Lava Golem. He's back at it again. That's right, sack off 2 of your opponent's monsters, slap this down in any zone you want. The zone is where it gets really important. And part of me wanted to do triple Lava Golem, triple Sphere mode. Problem being, a lot of the meta end boards are actually really only ending on 2 monsters right now. I'm thinking about Malice, and we got the Ababu Quao and the Griffin. That's only 2 monsters on the end board. I'm thinking about Ryzeal, and maybe it's a double cross alongside a Detonator or another rank 4 of choice alongside a Detonator. I'm seeing 2 monsters here. I'm seeing 2 monsters there. I'm thinking Lava Golem is perfect. So I don't think Sphere mode is what we need to be maining right now. But we do need to main this guy so we can sack off those opponent's monsters, put this guy in whatever zone we want, and absolutely cook him. And then the last card, that's a going second card that we got in the main board, triple copies of the Infinite Impermanence. The reason being is that we have a whole of hand approach here. We wanted all of our going second cards to be something we could rip off the top and play with, Imperm being one of them. But this one serves double duty because it's still a regular hand trap, meaning you could interrupt your opponent's plays on turn 0 with it. And that's going to clock in our main deck at 40 cards, but we're going to move on into the extra deck now. The extra deck, starting things off with 2 copies of Mr. Moy Beta, very beta. 2 copies of him, send off whatever you need. If you don't know what this one does right now, just consult the Drytron 101 playlist. We'll get you up to speed real quick. Also got the 1 copy of King Kakashi Fuko. When you're getting hit with too many interruptions, you're not able to close out the game, or you get hit with a massive floodgate that spells trouble for you, you summon the Fuko. It's that simple. It's your backup plan. I also got 1 copy of Downer Magician, so if we need to, we can summon Big Daddy Zeus. Now, I'm going to flag this right now. I was thinking about cutting the Downerd for the Aggregator, okay, guys? So listen, if you want to play the Aggregator, it's this awesome card. When it's sent to the grave, it's an Xyz. It gets to negate an additional card. It makes your Ultimate Slayer be able to not only deal with the Detonator, but the Ryzeal field spell as well. So I just want to put that out there. If you wanted to, if you have a Aggregator and you want to cut the Downerd for it, you don't care about the Zeus as much, I mean, we're trying to kill the opponent anyway, I think there's a very strong case that you could cut this card completely and play the Aggregator instead. But for now, since I don't have an Aggregator, number 1, and number 2, I wanted to have the additional options for sends with Zeus or playing a more versatile build, I'm keeping it in. But keep that in mind. Moving on to the links, I'm going to go through the standard stuff pretty quickly. We've got the 1 copy of Anima, your mandatory link 1. The 1 copy of the Nightmare Phoenix for blowing out back rows and being another attribute. We got the 1 Dynamundo for shuffling back and comboing with your dad. 1 copy of IP Masquerina and her regular old cousin at this point, SP Little Knight. Access code Smack Talker for smacking the crap out of your opponent's board and life points. And then the last link monster, this is the craziest one for your going second combo, is Mr. Geonator Transverser. If you don't know what this card does, look it up, but I'm going to tell you real quick too. You can take a monster that points here and swap them. So you can take a monster your opponent controls, take control of it, and give them one of yours. It's like a little creature swap in your extra deck. And the cool thing is, this one points at either the middle or the far right zone of your opponent's field. So, of course, remaining the Lava Golem, meaning we can zone control that way, putting something in the center so we can guarantee a take. But since a lot of people play around Anima and play into the center column, that sets us up pretty well to have a Transverser target even if we don't open up with the Lava Golem. And you're going to see in our combo tutorial why this card is so freaking awesome in this particular build. And the last cards we play in the extra deck are our 2 Herald targets, the Entis and the Herald, of course, for the free searches. I say Herald targets, I meant Diviner targets. You guys know what I mean at this point, hopefully. And then the last one I chose to play is Black Rose. So I cut Dawn Dragster from this extra deck in favor of playing the Black Rose because it's a hard-going second deck, and I thought it would be crazy if we could wipe boards with our Diviner plays instead of going for the Spell and Trap Negates. Now, mind you, this also could very easily become your Dawn Dragster, or this could be another target to put in your Aggregator for, the Xyz monster. So just know that you have options with that, but since you're playing a hard-going second deck, I'm like, yo, I want to have Mr. Black Rose in the extra to wipe out those boards. And that's everything for the extra, but let's round things out with the side. We will see a lot of familiarity in here. Triple copies of the Droll and Lockbird. For any deck that loses to it, we bring it in when we're going second, and we're choosing to go second. Not to mention we got triple copies of the Artifact Lancia for the Malice matchup explicitly, just a free win in the hand right here and there. If you open this card, you win. If you're forced to go first, you search it off Ben 10, you win. It's pretty simple stuff. Now, I said he didn't deserve a spot in the main, but I think he can land in the side triple copies of the Sphere Mode, the Golden Testicle. We do side this in for any board that's ending on 3 or more monsters. You best believe we want to have another free option of sacking them away, zone controlling, putting this out there to give us a free Geonator Transverser kill. Forced to go first, we got our friend Vanity's Ruler in the side deck, so of course we are still playing the Ben 10 and the Divine. That's another incentive to continue playing those cards, even in a build like this. I love having the option for the Vanity's Ruler, so if they make you go first, or you anticipate them doing so, or you need to choose to go first, guess what? You can sub in Mr. Vanity's Ruler and set up an insane end board that says, hey opponent, guess what? You can't special summon. Sugma. Speaking of Ben 10 search targets, we got 1 copy of Natasha if you're going into time. And then to close things out, we got 1 copy of the Harpy Feather Duster for any back row centric deck or something that's ending on a lot of sets. Also searchable off the thrust. And speaking of being searchable off the thrust, we got all of our going first options. We got Mr. Artifact Sanctum to search out against the Malice players if we're forced to go first. The 1 Harpy's Feather Storm for literally everything. Put up Fuko, make it so your opponent can't activate effects at all, and then we got 1 copy of the Dimensional Barrier for anything that falls under the listed categories. So that is everything for the side deck of the Blue Eyes White Dragon Drytron list, but we're not done yet, guys. I'm going to show you this going second combo with Alpha Zeta and how you can do it to wipe out all your opponent's life points in one of the most unique ways you ever might have seen. So let's check it out. Alright guys, combo tutorial time, and I mentioned we're doing an Alpha Zeta style. I actually want to show it to you with Nova in Zeta. Now you can still do it with Alpha Zeta when you're going second, as long as you have a monster lined up in your opponent's zones. It makes it super duper easy and simple. But I want to show you with Nova in Zeta, because in these situations, in case the zones don't line up, let's say that the opponent is disrespecting the Anima, they've got them in zones that aren't going to work for Mr. Geonator Transverser. I want to show you how to do it with just these 2 cards. So in case you have Mr. Lava Golem in your opening hand, you can do the combo without your normal summon. But I'm also going to mention real quick before we dive in, with just Alpha and Zeta, no Lava Golem, you can easily do the OTK play. You just have to bridge through your Ben 10 and Diviner so you have the extra bodies on board to get through everything that you need. But in this situation, we're going to say that you had to spend your normal summon to clear out your opponent's board by sacking down Mr. Lava Golem. Let's say they got 2 Blue-Eyes Spirit Dragons they didn't tag out yet, or we'll say they did tag them out and you were sacking the targets. We slap down Mr. Lava Golem right in that center zone for us to play with. Now for our combo, we're going to activate the Nova, and that's going to summon out Alpha from deck. We'll link one off with the Alpha, very important here because we need that extra body to summon Mr. Anima, and we'll use Alpha's effect in the grave, sacking off the Zeta from our hand to search straight out for the Chaos Max. Now again, if you didn't open up with the Lava Golem or something that consumes your normal summon, in this situation you would search out the Ben 10, then you'd go through Diviner, and Diviner would search you your Chaos Max. But here, since we spent the normal summon on the Lava Golem, we're going to search the Chaos Max directly. But then we can pitch it off for the Zeta, searching out our ritual spell, Meteonis, and then we can overlay our 2 monsters into Moy Beta right here, and then use its effect to send Gamma from deck to grave. Next, we can activate our Meteonis, detaching 2 off of Moy Beta to summon out the mighty Chaos Max onto our board. We can go Gamma effect in the graveyard, sacking off Moy Beta from the field to summon out itself and any one of our Drytron monsters. Now this is where it gets important, guys. We got to make sure we got something in our far left zone so we can combo with our mighty Geonator Transverser. Just because we can do it, I'm going to reduce add back Meteonis, is a good habit to get in, and then we're going to take the Gamma, whatever one's not in this zone, and our Anima that's on the top. We got 2 effect monsters, meaning we can tag up into the mighty Geonator Transverser. Now this is where things get fun, guys. We are going to use Geonator's effect to swap control of the Lava Golem that we gave them in that center zone and our Drytron monster. It doesn't matter which one it is because they all have 0 defense points, meaning we go into the battle phase, we declare attack with our mighty Chaos Max, and guess what? We win the game right then and there because we're doing 8k damage, double piercing through the Alpha with its 0 defense points to knock out all the opponent's life points. Now guys, is this the most competitive build of Drytron that you can play? Absolutely not, but it's an absolutely fun gimmick variant. If you want to say, hey, I see everyone playing the Blue Eyes White Dragon right now, I'm going to show them how to do it Drytron style, this is how you can do it. So give this list a try if you are looking for something that's a hard-going second Drytron deck, or you want to bring together your Kaiba fetish and your Drytron fetish. Guess what, guys? We got you covered here. So I hope you enjoyed this unique take on Drytron. Be sure to smash that like button, comment down below what you want to see next. And that's all I got today, guys. Logan JYA signing off. A great day. I'll see you beautiful people later. Peace.